Hello, you're all very welcome here to Walsh Park for live coverage of the All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie Championship Round 2. Well, it's Round 2 for Waterford, but it's Round 1 for the Wexford side. Waterford were defeated last week by Armagh 3-12 to 2-8, so they'll be looking to get their victory on the board here today, and Wexford will no doubt be looking to start their campaign in fine form as well. We have lovely conditions here in Walsh Park. There's only a very slight breeze, and it doesn't seem like it's going to make any difference one way or the other. The pitch is in decent condition, and I'm joined by Tom Dempsey to talk about the game as it happens. Tom, are you looking forward to the game?
Yeah, I am, to be honest with you, Peter's last gasp here for Watford today, because they have to win the game today to stay in the championship, and Wexford will know very, very much too that if they leave it down to the last game against Armagh, it's going to be very, very tough as well, because really Wexford and Armagh are probably the favourites in this group, so it's a lot of high stakes here, Peter.
So just to quickly run through the starting lineouts, the Waterford side, number 1 to 15 is Sally Kelly, Emily Mahoney, Hannah Flynn, Caroline Farley, Ellen Curran, Leah Sheridan, Sadie Mayro, Alana Jones, Sorcha Cantwell, Neva Hearn, Sarah Morrissey, Niamh Murphy, Abby Dunphy, Roisin Kerwin and Ciara Jackman, and they certainly seem from the huddle though, Tom, as if they're up for the game anyway.
Well, I tell you, I can hear the manager is it Shane Dunphy from here, and by God, if there's any doubt whether Watford are up for this game, it's after being put to bed now. I don't know whether Butty is going to have as big a pep talk, but I think he goes in a more softly way, but it really is Watford. I mean, it's the end of the season, Peter, if they don't win this game today, and with Armagh in the group as well. I mean, as I say, you see the two favourites, so only two qualify, so it's going to be very, very important really today. But I mean, this Wexford team has shown great resolve this year, great win in the league. I mean, again with the old foes Armagh in the league, and I think they've shown enough to show that they're going to be serious contenders this year for the All-Ireland honours. I know that we shouldn't be talking, we shouldn't be running before we walk, but certainly they are a team that have a lot of potential in their ranks.
We're almost ready to go here in Walsh Park as the referee, it's I'm not sure what his name is, because we were told that Ciara Groom was going to be the referee, but the man in the middle certainly doesn't look like Ciara. I think Tom,
it's definitely not Ciara Breen, no.
But the ball is in and the game is on anyway, and it's Waterford with the first possession, and the referee has blown an early free there to Waterford for a foul on the number 9 Sorcha Cantwell, and an early chance now for Waterford to get their first score on the board. And just briefly to run down through the Wexford 1 to 15, Lara O'Shea, Clodagh Jackman, Aideen Brennan, Aoife Dunn, Ciara Donoghue, Aisling Halligan, Sinead Furlong, Ciara Banville, Roisin Cooney, Myrne Fitzpatrick, Chloe Cash, Ailish Neville, Megan Cullen, Darren Cullen and Kate Devericks.
Yeah, but Watford have started with a bit of intent here, and the first free all us around the middle of the field, Peter. It's Ciara Jackman, and it's going to be a big tester for her, but it'll be a great way to start.
It's well struck there, and it looks to be heading in towards the goal, and it's into the goal, and a fabulous start there for Waterford. The free going all the way into the goal there, and an ideal start for Waterford from the stick of Ciara Jackman there. The free just outside the 65 metre line found its way all the way into the net, and exactly what Waterford would have wanted, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely, it was one of those ones, Peter. It was dropping. Everyone kind of stopped, and at the last minute then they realised it was actually going to drop under the bar and over the bar. Bad start, but you know, if there's a goal like that to come, maybe it's best to come in the first seconds. Gives Wexford a bit of a chance to respond to that. And
Sadie Mayro takes this line ball. It's sent short there, and Wexford have yet to get their hands on the ball, but Megan Cullen is there to flick it forward into the path of only as far as Abby Dunphy, who sends it up the line. There's two Wexford players there. One of them is Aideen Brennan, but it's flicked away from Brennan by Neva Hearn, and Watford really do look lively here. Good defending again by Aideen Brennan. Ciara Donoghue is there as well to clear it up the line, and it's sent up here, but Watford have a spare player back. Gathered up this time by Megan Cullen, and there's a bit of space here inside in the full forward line if the ball is moved in there. Ailish Neville with it now. Neville with the shot. I think that might turn in nicely and over the bar, and that maybe will help Wexford settle down a little bit after 2 minutes of play here, Tom. A nice score by Eilish Neville.
It's an absolutely brilliant score, and I think, was it Megan Cullen or was it Miriam Fitzpatrick made a run? It was, Megan Cullen. Brilliant run by her. She laid the ball off, and I've watched Eilish, and she was a child really in the press. She's so accurate and such a good finisher. Great score and a great return from Wexford.
And coming forward with the ball now is Ellen Curran, I should say, and it was flicked forward, but Aoife Dunn is there tenaciously trying to win it back for Wexford. It's gathered up now, and there's a chance maybe now for Wexford to go on the attack again. Murren Fitzpatrick with it sent forward in as far as Darren Cullen, who's there in the full forward line. Hannah Flynn is closely marking her there, and there's a bit of a scramble for possession. Gathering up there is Emily Mahoney, flicked outside by Emily. She's out after it again. Chloe Cash is there too, but the referee has noticed a foul, and a second free now to Waterford from just inside the 45 metre line. Yeah,
as I say, it was a good response from Wexford, but this is going to be, I don't think any of us expected that kind of a start, and that can put a team off for a little while, but Wexford just need to settle, pick off their points and relax now over the next couple of minutes.
Free taken by Leah Sheridan. It's a good crossfield pass, a nice ball right in front of Niamh Hearn here, and Niamh sends it low up towards Ciara Jackman in the corner. Ciara with that distinctive bandage around her knee, and Ciara seems to be injured in that incident. There was no foul, so I think we'll have a throw in maybe when the game resumes. And
it's funny, I would have thought that was more of a foul than the one that they got in the fence that time. She did seem to get a little push on the back of the helmet there. I think it was from Aidan Brennan, and he's going to hop the ball now, but I'd say Watford would have expected a free on that time, on that one.
I think the referee, I heard him mention there a blood sub, so there must be a little bit of a cut somewhere on the body of Ciara Jackman, and she was the one who got that goal from a free after only a few seconds of play here in Walsh Park.
She looks a very, very accomplished player, Peter. She took that free that got the first goal. She was out in front of that ball, and she looks a very, very nice hurler. Her left leg is very, very heavily strapped, so although it's the other knee now they're strapping, so she's after been in the wars before today, and she's in it today as well, but she's certainly a player that Watford can't do without today.
So we have a throw in. Ciara Donoghue is in for Wexford, and Sarah Morrissey is in for Watford. We still have a bit of a scramble here now for it. No one can claim clean possession of it just yet, and perhaps it might end up with another throw in if it doesn't emerge soon. But it's gathered up by Wexford, and Ciara Donoghue inside in that ruck there, and good defending by Ciara Donoghue. Coming out to take it now is Aideen Brennan. Ciara, of course, is the captain of this Wexford side, and Aideen Brennan is the vice captain.
And Ciara's won her first couple of battles, which is always great for a wing back. She really looks up for this game.
A long ball in towards the full forward line, but there was 3 or 4 Watford defenders there. Kate Evericks is in for Wexford. Emily Mahoney and Ellen Curran are in there for Watford, and we've had a few of these scraps so far in the game. Hopefully they won't become an intrinsic feature of it, but the referee has had to blow the whistle again, and I think we might have another throw in, Tom.
We might, and I think this is going to be part of Waterford's strategy. They're playing an extra defender back as well, Peter, and they really are getting in the crowd the thing out, so that is going to be part of their kind of game plan, I think, over the first while, so Wexford have to open out the game a little bit more.
And this ball has come out there. Megan Cullen is trying to get it up and has it up expertly, trying to create a little bit of space for a shot here. Megan Cullen with the shot, heading in towards the goal, but it's come off the post and gone to the right hand side and wide. That's the first wide of a game, but a bright opening there for Wexford, and almost a nice score there.
And in fairness to Megan, she set up the first score. She was very unlucky hitting the upright that time, but she started very, very brightly. She's 13 on her back, but she's gone out right half forward, and she's having a big impact on the game at the moment, so a great start from the Castletown woman.
This puck out comes out off the hand of Megan Cullen, who we've just been talking about there, and now there's a scramble. Roisin Cooney is in there for Wexford, and coming away with the ball there is number 9, Sorcha Cantwell. A good hand pass forward under a lot of pressure. Cantwell is back in again looking for it, and Niamh Murphy is the one who has it up now. A good low ball in towards the forward line. It's a little bit perhaps too strong. Lara O'Shea is out off her line. Aideen Brennan is providing an option just outside her. That was good play there by the goalkeeper. Dropped there by Brennan, however, a little bit of a hesitation there, but the danger is cleared now for the moment. It's very close to the sideline at the far side. Abby Dunphy is there for Waterford. Kate Devricks is out after her, but Dunphy is showing good pace to get away from Devricks here, and just couldn't get away from Murren Fitzpatrick, and we have Wexford back now in possession with the ball. Chloe Cash, who the main scorer in chief for this team during the course of the National League winning campaign. A hand pass laid off to Megan Cullen, back to Cash again, but it's flicked forward, and Sadie Mayrow is there for Watford. 2-on-2 here in this scramble, and it's gathered up by Waterford again. Some nice defending by Ellen Curran there, and Ellen sends it long, but again, if Waterford are playing a person at the back, that means Wexford have a free player back, and that's Aideen Brennan. Flicked outside here to Ciara Donoghue. Ciara is being chased by Niamh Hearn. The hand pass forward as far as Ailish Neville. Ailish got the Wexford score. The hand pass forward here as far as Ciara Donoghue. Ciara has a bit of space in front of her now. It's been closed down as well. The shot is away, and it's gone away off to the left hand side and wide, and it seems to be a very intense battle so far.
It really is, Peter, and it's again, Waterford have come out with a serious intent. Aideen Brennan seems to be playing the extra player in the backs, you know, for Wexford, and she's a lovely striker of ball. She's a good player to play in that position. Great run there that time from Chloe Cash, but you can see how quickly the Waterford backs are closing down on them. Chloe's she's a fabulous player, and we'll be hoping to get a few scores from her during the hour.
Sally Kelly with the puck out. It's sent over towards the far side and won there by Niamh Murphy. The ball is sent all the way in long towards Roisin Kerwin here, who's being pursued by Clodagh Jackman. Well gathered by Kerwin, and the ball in towards Jackman there is intercepted by Sinead Furlong, and Aideen Brennan is there, but it's only flicked. There was a collision there, and Brennan is still there to win it, but Aisling Halligan has it now, flicked forward here as far as Megan Cullen, being chased by Sadie May Rowe, and Rowe has it again. Good work there by the Waterford players, but perhaps Ciara Jackman is just struggling a little bit with that injury she had a moments ago. Ciara Banville was first to that skipping ball there, and has shown great pace to get away from 2 or 3 Waterford defenders. Ciara Banville off the hurl, sent in towards Kate Evericks in the full forward line. It comes off the ground and maybe off the hurl of the cornerback Emily Mahoney, and is cleared now by Sally Kelly over towards the far side. Clodagh Jackman, a brilliant pick up very close to the ground, but it certainly was bouncing. Murren Fitzpatrick with it now on the 45 metre line, and she has a chance maybe to get Wexford's second point on the board, and there's no mistake there, and the umpire's raising the white flag, and Wexford are certainly being made work for the scores, Tom, but it's been a good response since the goal.
It has, the 2 points back, and that was great work. Clodagh Jackman was probably 70 yards from her own goal as a cornerback, and a great ball over to Murren, and Murren just took it on, took the steps, took her time, and over the bar. But I have to say, in fairness to Kate, I think it was Kate Dunn, was caught under the ball there as well, in fairness to her one-on-one, and she did very well in defence earlier.
Ciara Donoghue with it now for Wexford. The hand pass forward is Caroline Farley's favourite to win it for Waterford, but it wouldn't come up first time, and it's here now with Hannah Flynn has it. She also has a bandage around her knee. Clearance there is favouring the 3 or 4 Wexford players that were there. One of them is Chloe Cash. Chloe is trying to get away, and a good hand pass inside, and there's goal chance here for Murren Fitzpatrick. The shot, a brilliant catch there by the goalkeeper Sally Kelly. I'd imagine, Tom, that many other goalkeepers would take the safer option, put the hurl to that rather than risking.
I tell you, Peter, I can't underestimate. That was an incredible save from the goalkeeper that time, from Sophie Kelly, was it? And brilliant save that time. We'll go back to it.
And there's good defending there. There was almost an opening for Roisin Kerwin in the Waterford full forward line, but there was 3 Wexford defenders there, and one of them is unfortunately sustained an injury. It's Aisling Halligan who's down on the ground at the moment, and there's going to be a free out to Wexford when the game resumes, and hopefully Aisling will be okay to continue. There's almost 10 minutes gone here in Walsh Park, and it's Waterford who lead by that early goal to Wexford's 2 points.
Yeah, and just back to it, Peter, but Sally Kelly, sorry, I gave her the wrong name in the goal, but she seemed to be unable to get the hurl up in time, and she just put the hand up. It was an absolutely brilliant save for Murren Fitzpatrick, and you know what, you don't see those types of saves too often, but a brilliant save from her.
Ailish Neville was there with Hannah Flynn, but Waterford come out on top on this occasion, and Niamh Murphy sends it forward. It comes off the hand of Circa Cantwell, and the ball hits the ground again. The 2 number 9s are there. Roisin Cooney sticks herself in for Wexford, and coming away with it is Cooney, in fact, at the far side, being chased by Niamh Hearn over there, and the offload is good, and the pass into the full forward line is good. Darren Cullen is there, but it's intercepted very well, well intercepted by the Waterford defender, but it's lost again, and Ciara Banville is there trying to flick it forward. Ball squirts clear here to Sadie May Rowe, but she's dispossessed again. Ciara Banville has it again, and Wexford have a chance maybe to level the game here. Murren Fitzpatrick with it. There's definitely an overlap here, and the referee has penalised Murren for throwing the ball, and
yeah, I think it was a bit tough there on Murren, because, you know, the referees seem to have different rules for every hand pass. You know, they're very rarely pulled up, and that wasn't as obvious as I've seen. But again, the Waterford defence are working very, very hard back there. Their ploy is to just isolate their 2 full forwards inside and just kind of play over the sweeper. But it's actually working very, very well at the moment. But I tell you, it's a really, really good game at the moment, Peter, and very enjoyable.
Sally Kelly sends this one straight down the middle, and it's there with Sorka Cantwell. Sorka just couldn't get it up on the first occasion, and Kate Devricks has it now for Wexford. Kate has been playing in the middle of the field during the National League, but moved into the full forward line for the start of this game. She seems to be out around the half forward line at the moment as Chloe Cash gathers this one up. There's options left, right and centre, and one of the options is to send it over the bar, and we now have a level game here, and all of the starting half forward line for Wexford have scored a point now at this stage, Tom, and a good response.
Yeah, and that was an absolutely brilliant score from Chloe. I mean, it's just typical of the way Chloe plays. She's a super player, and she's playing very, very deep. She's bringing the centre back out through the middle of the field, but Chloe's been very effective out in the middle there.
And the puck out find its way all the way through to Niamh Hearn. Niamh tries to offload it to Ciara Jackman, but getting there first was Sinead Furlong. Ciara Donoghue was there too. The ball squirts to Megan Cullen. Sent up the line by Megan as far as Ailish Neville. Ailish is under fierce pressure by Hannah Flynn, and the pressure was just a little bit too vigorous, and Wexford have a free now from the 65 metre line.
Yeah, and it's very, very close to the sideline, Peter, but it's well within Chloe's range. I don't think the length will be any problem, but it's not an easy one. It's an awkward angle enough, and it's 70 yards out as well.
Chloe Cash, it's a good strike, but it's just drifting off to the left hand side. She hit it quite well, but a difficult free for any free taker to start, Tom, as you'll know yourself. One out near the sideline on the 65 is...
You very often love to see the one landing on the 21 or somebody being pulled down. It just gets you into the game, but look, that won't faze Chloe in any way.
Sally Kelly with the puck out, but this one is misdirected a little bit. Megan Cullen has it now, 40 metres from goal. She tried to hand pass it off. Cullen has it again and got a bit of a smack on the hand. Kate Devricks has it offloaded here as far as Ciara Banville, a shot, and a good save there in the goal by Sally Kelly to deflect the shot of Ciara Banville over the bar, and it looks like Waterford certainly have a solid goalkeeper between the posts anyway, Tom.
There's no doubt about that, and they have Abby Dunphy playing as their sweeper as well at the moment, Peter, and she's doing a very, very good job. Looks a very, very nice hurler. She's named at corner forward, but that was a really, really good point there, and I think that Ciara Banville, she's causing a lot of problems for the Waterford defence. She's running very, very hard at them, and that was a very, very nice score. So we're in a very good position after conceding the early goal, and I actually, in fairness, can't remember Waterford having a wide since their first attack, really. So Wexford have dominated the game, but we just need to be careful on this one. But just seems to be I think Megan Cullen is down with an injury there. She's causing a lot of problems for Waterford on the right wing here, but she would be a loss now if she has to go off. We just have to wait and see. But Abby Dunphy, she's basically planted herself in the 40. I see Wexford are kind of trying to negate that by bringing out their half forward line, but Abby looks a very, very handy player, and she's very industrious as well. She's a good tackler, so she will play that pretty comprehensively for them.
There seems to be a bit of concern here for Megan Cullen. She's exercising that knee there, and hopefully she'll be able to continue. She came on in the first round of the National League in Timon against Down for Letty Whelan, and has done quite well since being brought into the side, and has cemented a regular place. So hopefully from a Wexford point of view she'll be able to continue at full fitness. But it's here now with Waterford, and sent forward by Leah Sheridan all the way into the full forward line. Claudia Jackman is there to flick the ball away, and Aideen Brennan sweeps up outside to her club colleague Aoife Dunn. Low ball by Aoife towards Myrne Fitzpatrick. Myrne did well to shake off the attentions of a couple of Waterford defenders there, but that ball is straight down the throat of Abby Dunphy, who, as Tom mentioned moments ago, is playing as a sweeper here for Waterford. Sadie Mayer with it is dispossessed by Ciara Banville, who started brightly and just can't get the ball up on that occasion. Leah Sheridan is there to come across, and Sheridan looks up to see her options, and it's sent over towards the far side, but Aoife Dunn flicks it away from Niamh Murphy, and Wexford on the attack again. Myrne Fitzpatrick sends that one forward. Intercepted there at the far side by Caroline Farrelly, and Caroline out here to Niamh Murphy. Ailish Neville is there for Wexford, but there's a good flick inside to Sarah Morrissey. Sarah is blocked down by Aoife Dunn, and the ball has gone over the line at the far side for a Wexford sideline cut.
And the Wexford defence look very, very strong. Aoife Dunn has done very, very well in the first 2 or 3 balls that came up there, and again she won that and won the sideline for her team, but we look fairly solid around that area.
This line ball has gone all the way as far as the Waterford sweeper, Abby Dunphy. She has her head up looking what's happening. There's plenty of movement, but that ball is a little bit sliced and has gone out for another Wexford line ball.
We've settled well now, Peter, but I definitely think we'll have to keep the ball away from Abby Dunphy. She's getting on an awful lot of ball, and maybe we'd be better employed putting the ball down through the wings, because she's covering the centre very well.
Line ball taken by Chloe Cash. evades everyone all the way in as far as the 45 or so. Kate Evericks is there for Wexford, but Abby Dunphy is there for Waterford, and the low ball is sent out towards Niamh Murphy at the far side. In turn sent in towards Niamh Ahern, almost got her hand to it, and it's a battle now again for the ball on the ground, and it just squirts in favour of Aisling Halligan. Kicked forward there, but Waterford have it, and Halligan was a little bit late on it. Tackle there, and it's going to be a free to Waterford from roughly similar to the place where they got the goal from, Tom.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, but I think that the defence will be well alerted to it this time. The big thing is to cut the ball out, attack the ball when it lands in the square. You probably know more about that in the goal than I do, Peter, but certainly we can't, we have to be very, very careful on this, because we've done an awful lot of good work to go point up, and it would be a problem, probably just before the water break here now, a major problem if they got another score.
And Waterford I think it's a temporary substitution. Emer Walsh is in. This ball from Ciara Jackman is heading in towards the goal in a similar way as it did the first time, but didn't quite carry as far. Lara O'Shea clears it out as far as Emer Walsh, who's just been brought in, as I said. Roisin Cooney is there for Wexford. Almost had it up, but it just dropped from her grasp as we have a free out now to Wexford, and I think we might have perhaps maybe it's time for the water break, or maybe the referee is
after forgetting about the water break or something, Peter. But it's great to see Roisin Cooney back on the field as well. Roisin has had a very bad ankle injury over the last couple of months, and she looks very, very lively there in the middle of the field, and it's just great to see her back hurling again.
Aideen Brennan with the long free, and it's broken down by Eilish Neville. She might be able to get to the breaking ball herself, but Abby Dunphy was able to get there too for Waterford, and so too is Caroline Farrelly outside as far as Ellen Curran, but she's been pressured by Murren Fitzpatrick. The clearance there by Farrelly is all the way up towards the half forward line for Waterford. Niamh Murphy is there with it and has Emer Walsh outside her. A lift and strike from Emer sent in, but a great catch by Aideen Brennan, and I'd imagine a long clearance as well to relieve the pressure and set Wexford on the attack again, all the way in towards Darren Cullen here in the full forward line, but the full back line for Waterford do very well, and Abby Dunphy is fouled, and it's going to be a free out now to Waterford. 18 and a half minutes gone here. I think we're right about the referee forgetting about the water break, maybe, Tom.
He could be, I think, but in fairness to Aideen Brennan, she's doing very, very well in the sweepers roll up on the other side as well, but Abby Dunphy has really caught the eye from Waterford. She looks a really good reader to play in the Tig de Burka kind of mode, although she holds the hurl differently, but she's after picking up an amount of ball at the moment, and we just have to find a way around that.
Sally Kelly with the free, straight down and caught by Aisling Halligan. Wexford have been very good in the air so far in this game, but Murren Fitzpatrick is there for it now, and there's 2 or 3 Waterford players there, and there was a chop by Murren Fitzpatrick, I think it was, and the ball is going to be brought up for some complaining.
Yeah. Aisling Halligan is doing well in the centre there as well. She's very strong under the ball, and a really, really good defender, but we just have to be careful.
Long ball goes through and hits Aideen Brennan, and Aideen has it up and ready to come out again with it, and there's going to be a free now to Wexford. And the referee, we have a water break here after almost 20 minutes of play, with Wexford leading by 1 point, 4 points to a goal. The 4 points, if you're only joining us or haven't seen all of the opening quarter here, were scored by Murren Fitzpatrick, Chloe Cash, Ailish Neville and Ciara Banville. And the Waterford goal from a free went all the way in from the 65 around the middle of the field area, Ciara Jackman, and that happened in the first minute or so, Tom.
Yeah, and I think Peter, the Waterford are putting all their eggs into the fact that this is going to be a low scoring game. I mean, Wexford, they've done most of the hurling and they're only a point up at this stage. They've clawed back that goal, which was very, very vital, but they certainly are clogging up their defence very, very well, which is leaving them a little short up front. And the likes of Aideen Brennan, Aoife Dunn, Clodagh Jackman, Ciara Donoghue, Aisling Halligan, Sinead Furlong, they're all doing very, very well back there, and they're under no great pressure, but we need to kind of get scores up front. And really, I think the way around it obviously is to try and get the ball around Abby Dunphy. She's playing quite a game as their sweeper, so it's not gone to plan the way we would have probably expected this so far, and sometimes that can be a bit of but I think it's a big thing to keep our composure, and I think things will be okay. We're doing very, very well at the moment. I was just saying, Murren Fitzpatrick, our half forward line, they've all scored now at this stage, and Megan Cullen as well, Ailish Neville, and we have the potential threat up there, Ciara Banville and Roisin Cooney in the middle of the field, and I just think if we can wear down, be patient. And the only thing to remember as well, Peter, we're playing probably with probably no more than a 3-point win, a 2 or 3 point win, but we do need to get a few scores up before half time.
And from a Waterford perspective, then we have Abby Dunphy playing quite well, and the two Neves in the wing forward positions I've showed for plenty of the ball, and have got on plenty of the ball as well. And it looks like they certainly have a solid full back line there, and Emily Mahoney, Hannah Flynn, and Caroline Farley as well. So Waterford are certainly making life difficult for Wexford and trying to atone for last week's loss, Tom.
Right. Absolutely, and the likes of Niamh Murphy is doing very, very well their midfield. Just to mention that Alana Jones would be a niece of Avril Jones, so Avril is a great hockey player in Wexford. She came down from Wicklow many years ago, so I was wondering what she was doing here, but she's supporting the opposition, Peter. But Waterford really, the pep talk we heard before, they're not here to be rolled over, that's for sure.
Aideen Brennan with the free. This is going to find its way all the way to that sweeper, Abby Dunphy again. Sent back up the line here. Aisling Halligan looks to be favoured to get to it first, but it's here with Aoife Dunn, and Aoife sends a good low ball now in front of Darren Cullen, and maybe Wexford will be able to make something happen. But there was fabulous defending there by the fullback for Waterford, Hannah Flynn, and the referee has spotted a foul there, and it's going to be a free now to Waterford.
Yeah, and in the full back line there, Hannah Flynn is doing very, very well. Like, she looks a very, very competent player. She's out first to the ball. But I just wonder, Peter, it's the age-old thing. Should we be moving somebody up on Abby Dunphy or somebody pick her up, because she is doing so much hurling, so much cleaning up, and maybe leaving the sweeper loose is not a good idea, and Wexford should look at actually playing somebody on her really at this stage.
Ball sent long, and Wexford have a free. I think maybe Niamh Ahern was looking more at Ciara Donoghue than the ball, and Wexford have a free now from their own 45-metre line with almost 21 minutes gone here in Walsh Park in the first half of the All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie Championship game.
It's finally poised, Peter.
Kate Devericks has made a great run out from the full forward line. There was a bit of a collision there, but Chloe Cash breaks onto the ball, and maybe Wexford have a chance to make something happen here. Murren Fitzpatrick trying to make room to take a shot, and the shot is taken, and it is sent over the bar, and that's 2 points now for Murren Fitzpatrick, and a good move by the Wexford forward line there.
Great move, and in fairness to Chloe Cash, it would be an unusual place for Chloe to be playing. Maybe she's normally a half-back or midfielder, but centre forward. She won the ball, gave a great ball out to Murren, and Murren has been seriously impressive on the left wing for Wexford. 2 great points, and every time she gets the ball, she's causing problems for the Waterford defence.
Alana Jones here now with the ball, trying to make something happen for Waterford. Scoring chances have been few and far between since that goal, and that ball is sent in towards the full forward line and kicked away by Clodagh Jackman. Aideen Brennan is out after it now. Niamh Murphy is there trying to put the pressure on. Brennan outside to Clodagh Jackman. Clodagh, a long ball up the middle, and Ciara Banville wins it here around the middle of the field area. She has Chloe Cash outside, but Banville opts to send it long herself, and there's a spare player in for Waterford, and perhaps that wasn't maybe the best of ideas, but it's Abby Dunphy with it now out here to Sadie May Rowe, and good interplay here by the Waterford defenders. Caroline Farley opts to send it long. Ciara Banville is up high, but Waterford have brought in number 28, Dara Fitzgerald, it seems, and that low ball from Dara sent in towards Sarah Morrissey. Sinead Furlong is out after 2 and just gets there ahead of Morrissey. Good defending by Furlong, and the ball has just gone over the line at the far side for Waterford sideline ball.
Yeah, and is it the number 28 is
Dara Fitzgerald.
Yeah. She looks a fairly competent player herself. I don't know why she was on the bench, or maybe she was a late introduction, but again, Waterford's problem will probably be getting the scores up here.
We'll see now if Niamh Ahern can make something happen, but Sinead Furlong gets over the ball and gets it up and offloaded to Aideen Brennan. Aideen has time to take a look, and it's sent long here as far as Ailish Neville. The ball bounces nicely for Neville, and maybe there's a bit of space, just wouldn't come into the hand for Ailish at the right time, and Hannah Flynn is there to clear up for Waterford. Out here as far as Leah Sheridan. Leah is going to take on Roisin Cooney, and the referee is adjudged that that was a bit of a frontal charge and a free now to Wexford.
Yeah, and I think that's good refereeing, in fairness. She did charge, and I thought Roisin played it very cutely as well. She just took a step back as she was coming forward, so it exaggerated the movement. So good play from Roisin Cooney, but it's a very entertaining game. 2 points in it. I think Wexford would have felt there, and there is a breeze there. We probably, if we could get a few more scores on the board, it would put us in a more comfortable position. Ailish
Neville was there, but was very close to the sideline, and just the first touch did didn't go perfectly, and we have a Watford line ball to be taken, it seems, by Leah Sheridan, taken quickly, sent back. Maybe it could go out for a 45. It's very close to the end line there, but kept in by Emily Mahoney. Pressure is on by Kate Deverickson. The ball is sent out the line here, and Wexford have it again. The far side, Myrne Fitzpatrick again. She's been a bright spark in this Wexford forward line. Sent off is here as far as Ciara Banville, and the danger is not cleared yet from a Watford point of view. Out here to Kate Deverickson. There's a chance of a goal. Maybe the hand pass inside just went a bit high for Darren Cullen. Myrne Fitzpatrick is in there, and this is real panic stations now for the Watford defence, and Kate Deverick's nearly got it up again, and a vital passage of play here. Maybe this will buy Watford if they can get it out, and of course if Wexford can get a score, it'll buy Wexford, and the referee has spotted a foul somewhere in there.
Well,
and
I don't know about that. I mean, the referee was definitely what he was 30 yards away from that, and it was a huddle, so again, I'm not questioning the man, but Jesus, I don't know where he saw a free there, but you know, because we definitely didn't see it, Peter. But again, it was a good opportunity for Wexford, and maybe, you know, we should have been maybe taking, but Watford are very quick to close us down, I have to say that.
Sally Kelly with the free, and it comes off the hand of Megan Cullen, and Megan just was able to flick it forward a little bit there as far as Chloe Cash, but it's Watford with the ball again. Sadie Mayer trying to get it away, but Megan Cullen is tenacious in her attempts to get it back, and the referee, that was a terrible decision by the referee, Tom.
Yeah, like, I mean, he had his back. I mean, the referee is supposed to see the striking action, but he had his, like, at that time, was it Murren had her back to, or Megan had her back to the referee, so I don't know how he'd see a striking, and we could see it perfectly. It was okay of a hand pass, but again, you know, who'd be a referee, Peter?
Yeah. But there was no way he could have seen it, so there was no way he could have blown it. But we'll continue on with the game now. Leah Sheridan takes the free, and it's sent all the way in here towards Sarah Morrissey, who dropped the hurl. And I say it nearly every day this year, if you're new to the rules of Camogie, they've changed in the last year or so, and you can no longer drop the hurl deliberately, Tom, and probably not a bad change, I think.
No, I think it makes sense, definitely. You know, and the minute she did it, she knew she was after doing it wrong, but there really is no need to drop the hurl to hand past the ball.
Aideen Brennan with it now, sent over towards the far side. Myrne Fitzpatrick just breaks it down to the ground, and Chloe Cash is there to win the breaking ball. There's loads of room inside in the full forward line if Wexford can spot Kate Devericks there, and if the ball can be got away, it's pulled on the ground there as far as Ciara Banville, but there's good defending by Leah Sheridan, and Sheridan has it up and back here to Sadie Mayer, and that's good work by the Watford defence. Found it all the way here towards Neva Hearn, but quick to react to the danger there was Ciara Donoghue, and Ciara has it on the hurl and soloing away now, and there's maybe a chance for Wexford to set up a score. That pass is flicked forward as far as Eilish Neville. Eilish just tries to flick it inside Sadie Mayer, but she was wise to the danger of that. Caroline Farley is there for Watford, and Kate Evericks is trying to keep her under as much pressure as possible. Farley is still shielding the ball and doing well maybe to keep it away from the Wexford forwards, but Megan Cullen wins the breaking ball. It's squirted out, and the referee has penalised Megan Cullen for overcarrying that time, Tom.
Yeah, it was one of those ones. I thought Megan was fouled the first time she got the ball, but you know, it's a 50-50 one, Peter. He's either going to blow for steps, and generally he'll give the defence the kind of advantage there, but Megan has been unlucky, but she was very quick in on that ball that time, and you know, again, we're doing all the hurling really, but we just need a few more scores on the board.
Sally Kelly with the free again. It just bursts through the hand of Neva Hearn there, but Watford still have it. Dara Fitzgerald sends it up the line to Ciara Jackman. Ciara, a good long ball, a dangerous ball in towards the full forward line. Clodagh Jackman, a brilliant catch there in the cornerback position for Wexford, trying to get it away, and she's not been allowed to do that very easily, and cleared now by Sinead Furlong. I think that might just go out over the line for a Watford sideline ball, but what a catch there by Clodagh Jackman.
Brilliant, and Clodagh, she's not the biggest player, but she's certainly big in stature, and look, absolutely fantastic, and a great catch from her. I think she was fouled, Peter, you know, getting the ball out there, but certainly, you know, there's a couple of the calls maybe are going a little bit, hopefully they're leaving themselves out as we go along.
Leah Sheridan with it now. She has a little bit of time to pick out a good pass at the far side, and it is sent over towards the wing forward, Niamh Murphy there, but Niamh panicked a little bit, maybe had a little bit more time than she thought, and it's out here now to Clodagh Jackman, and Wexford have it back, and we'll be trying to get a couple of scores on the board before half time. A good hand pass forward as far as Myrne Fitzpatrick, who has got 2 of the 5 Wexford points so far. Fitzpatrick back inside, ball in towards the crowded full forward line here. Eilish Neville breaks it down to herself. Well done by Neville there, and can she get a score? Good shot by Eilish Neville and a point for Wexford, and that's Eilish Neville's second point, and Wexford now going to a 3-point lead, Tom.
Yeah, and that was one of the best pieces of play from Wexford, from Clodagh Jackman onto Murren Fitzpatrick. Crossfield ball, Eilish took it down, Kilkenny with the hurl, went onto it and over the bar. One of the best scores of the game, and Wexford really seem to be getting into this now with their 3-point lead.
Puck out again. There was nearly a bit of confusion there. Aoife Dunn was running onto it. There's a bit of room inside here for Kate Devericks, the ball. Kate flicks it away nicely, and there's still some good defending there by Emily Mahoney, and back here now with Abby Dunphy. Abby hand passed it over towards the far side to the wing back Ellen Cullen, or I keep calling her Ellen Cullen for some reason. There's two Cullens on the Wexford side, but it's Ellen Curran it is in fact, but it's Megan Cullen with it now, and sent forward into the far corner, but again, it's to the favour of the Waterford sweeper, and at times Wexford are playing the ball well, Tom, but at times they're making it quite easy for the sweeper at the same time.
They're not looking up really, and she is very good at positioning herself. So, the only thing, she has to get tired because she's been on so much ball and covering so much ground. I mean, she has been fantastic, but again, we have to be a little careful where we're playing the ball.
And another ball that went into Waterford's favour there, and Sadie Mayrow clears it. I think this might be very close to the sideline here. Ciara Jackman is there, and Aisling Halligan is there. And on the 45-metre line now, Aisling Halligan has a chance to take a shot. It's heading in towards the goal. The goalkeeper gets it up, gets the hand up and gets the hand to the ball, and is hooped as she tries to clear it, but the danger is cleared away from the goal for now. Ellen Curran is there. This ball is long, but it is only out as far as Roisin Cooney for Wexford. Roisin has Ciara Banville inside, and she also has Aoife Dunn, who's found her way well up the field here in towards the goalkeeper again, who's done a good job. There was a collision there between Ailish Neville and Sally Kelly, and hopefully Sally will be okay, but good brave goalkeeping there again, Tom.
Yeah, I have to say Sally Kelly is very impressive in the Waterford goal. She's been outstanding, and the one thing she has is a brilliant hand. I mean, but that she's very brave as well, and she came out, she got a knock there. I think Ciara, just looking at Ciara Jackman, obviously she is probably looks like one of Waterford's best players, but and Aisling Halligan is she's walked out to the dugout now, and Aisling has gone with her, so that's what you call tight marking, so it is. But she certainly seems to be suffering from an injury, but I think she actually was fouled that time unders the last time, Peter, so yeah. I wouldn't like to have Aisling's attentions on me if she was
and I don't know. I don't perhaps know the smaller rules in the Camogie rule book as well as I might in the GA rule book. But one rule that's not often known in the GA rule book certainly is it's actually a foul to leave the pitch deliberetely.
That's right. Yeah.
Whether that's to run behind the goal to try and get away from your marker or anything, and I think the punishment might even actually be a yellow card, Tom.
You're joking me. I didn't know that.
But I don't know if that's the case in Camogie,
and in hurling you can't gain an advantage as well. That you can't commit, which it's. But I think she was going out to get a drink of water.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not saying she should be penalised for it.
Give her a yellow for that.
No.
But she seems a really good player, but she is restricted by the heavy bandaging on her left leg. But anything I've seen, like they've brought her out wing forward, she started corner, but she looks very, very good. But Aisling is doing a great job on her at the moment. And
just while we're waiting here, Sally Kelly is just receiving attention from the physio. She seems to be okay and up and alert and all the rest, but I think she'll be able to continue on. But just while we're waiting, a good day for Waterford, Tom, with the 7-point victory over Tipperary.
They were fantastic. Before I came down, I was lucky to have a look at some of they just continue to amaze, really, Peter. They looked a better team. They were at one stage. Now they got a penalty in the second half, which was very, very contentious. I don't think it was a penalty, but look, it's great for them now. They're in All-Ireland semi-final, and by God, I tell you, the only thing is that if Cork win tonight, they'll end up playing Limerick in the semi-final, but you might as well play Limerick in the semi-final as the final. But I think everyone in the South East would just love to see Waterford win in All-Ireland. They become our second team when Wexford are going out with Peter, and some great performances there today. But even here, Peter, one thing, it's 6 points to a goal, and I think Wexford are clearly a better team, but you have to admire Waterford's game plan with their sweeper, with their intensity. They've stayed in this game, and they'll be happy enough going in at half time after playing against a slight breeze if they're only 3 points down, and they'll be glad to know as well that Sally Kelly is back up. She's a brilliant goalkeeper, and she's back up on her feet.
And was up and fit enough to take that free, and we're off again as Dara Fitzgerald kicks the ball forward and gathers it up very close to the ground there and did it really well. That was a difficult pick up, and it's outside here now to Ciara Jackman, and maybe Waterford can get a score or two on the board before half time. Ciara Jackman with the shot. It's certainly accurate. Is it going to be in? It's just a little bit short and is batted away by Lara O'Shea in the goal. Neva Hearn is there, but so too is Aideen Brennan, who's got on a mount of the ball for Wexford in this first half. The ball falls clear to Niamh Murphy. Niamh is trying to twist it and turn, but Aisling Halligan just flicks it away as far as Megan Cullen, who's all the way out the field now, and that long ball is going to favour Leah Sheridan for Waterford. It just burst through the hand of Sheridan, and Caroline Farrelly is there, sent forward towards Jackman again, and Ciara Donoghue is there to flick it away, back with Farrelly. Ciara Banville is there for Wexford, but the ball goes all the way forward as far as Dara Fitzgerald. I think that one is going to drift to the left hand side and wide, but that was Waterford's first real opportunity of scoring a point, Tom, really.
Yeah, and I have to say that Niamh Murphy impresses me on the far wing as well. She's doing very, very well. But again, Wexford, if we conceded a goal or a point there, it could have put us in a little bit of bother, after being maybe coming well to get 6 points back. So
the referee blows for half time here in Walsh Park in the All-Ireland Premier Junior Camogie Championship, and it's Wexford who lead by 6 points to a goal. Wexford have outscored Waterford by 6 points to no score after Waterford got that goal in the first minute of the game. The two teams are, it seems, going to head in or off the field for now, and we'll take a little few minutes to rest our voices here in the commentary box, and we'll be back with you in 5 or 10 minutes for coverage of the second half. So the Wexford team are back out onto the field. The referee is signalling that he wants the Waterford team to hurry up a bit more quickly, and at the moment there doesn't seem to be any changes on the Wexford side, but no doubt there probably will be a couple before the game is over. We'll try and keep you up to date with those as best we can, and the same on the Waterford side. And Wexford, from a Wexford point of view, Tom, no doubt will be looking for a more solid start than the first half.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing that could happen is if Waterford got another goal, but there is a good breeze. As I say, Peter, it shouldn't make a significant difference, but it could make 2 or 3 points of a difference. Wexford are by far the best team, there's no doubt about that, but Waterford's game plan has worked a lot, and we said they were going to compress everything in the first half. They really have, and as we were saying earlier as well, as Abby Dunphy has just done tremendously well as a sweeper, and to keep the score down to 6 points, Wexford 6 points to a goal, has been a very, very kind of good testament to their game plan really at the moment. But I think from Waterford's point of view, they have some good forwards. They brought on Dara Fitzgerald. Niamh Murphy is playing well, and I would be particularly impressed with Ciara Jackman, although I think she did a great job. She hasn't scored from play, so a really great job has been done on her by Aisling Halligan. But if Waterford are going to try and win this game, they're going to have to push a little bit more up, because they're putting, other than the goal, I mean 1 goal in a half an hour's hurling, other than that they really are not putting our defence under any pressure really.
So the Waterford team are making their way back out, and we're almost ready for the start of the second half here in Walsh Park. A beautiful evening here in Waterford City, just perfect conditions for Camogie. It's not too hot and it's certainly not too cold, so it's just about right, Tom. Hopefully the rain stays away. There's a couple of clouds there. But
the clouds seem to be circling there, Peter, but we're fairly comfortable here in the stand
yeah,
at the moment.
we'll be dry one way or the other, Tom. We'll be
exactly,
happy enough.
Yeah.
So we're off here now in the second half. Chloe Cash trying to get a flick to it there, and Alana Jones is in. There was someone claiming that the ball was picked off the ground, but the referee didn't spot anything there. Oisín Cooney has it and is fouled, and that's going to be an early free to Wexford, and an important start maybe, Tom, to get the ball down the right end of the field.
Oisín Cooney, she really won the dirty ball there at that time, and she really, Oisín's been hurling very, very well, so it'll give Chloe Cash another opportunity, almost identical to the free in the first half from Waterford from that distance, so maybe it'll drop in the same place.
Chloe Cash with the free. It's a good strike. It is heading similarly in, and the ball is broken there to the ground right on the edge of the square, and the danger is not cleared, and the ball has just gone wide. There was a Wexford stick to it. I think it might have been Ailish Neville that got the flick to it, Tom, but just wide. Just wide.
And again, we've had a couple of goal chances. Waterford have covered them well, but it'd be nice to see a goal going in to put us out of the pressure zone we're in at the moment.
Aoife Dunn has her hand on the ball, and it's hand pass back to Aideen Brennan. Aideen sends it over the near side here towards Murren Fitzpatrick, but Ellen Curran has it and is over the ball, showing great strength. Good flick pass forward as far as Dara Fitzgerald here in Waterford have a bit of space here inside, and that ball, there's a sub been brought in for Waterford, and it's Aoife Fitzgerald, but the ball just skipped away from her there, and I think that might be Waterford's first wide. But the puck out from Lara O'Shea finds Chloe Cash. Chloe turns back in on her right hand side and sends it long towards Kate Devericks. Kate lets it past her as far as Ciara Banville. If Ciara can get her hand on the ball, she has lightning pace and has the ball now, and maybe can make something happen for Wexford. The old-fashioned style of a solo run there from Ciara Banville, but quickly out from the full-back position there was Hannah Flynn to disrupt things, but the danger is still there from a Wexford point of view. Megan Cullen has it up, a low shot from Cullen, and she's hooked or blocked, it seems. Blocked and out for a 45. The umpire has the hand up for a 45, and another goal chance for Wexford, Tom.
Another goal chance. Myrn, was it Myrn or was it Megan? I think that time was it
Megan Cullen.
Megan absolutely took the ball out of a crowded area very, very well. She got her shot in. There's a bit of a dispute. I would have said it was a wide ball now, Peter, to be honest with you, but the referee's gone into talk to the umpire, and it'll be very unlikely that he'll overrule him. Linesman is coming out, so we are going to see 45
yeah.
And this is well within Chloe's range now, so it'll put a kind of a clear gap between the teams if we can put this over the bar, which would be 4 points. So we're looking for another hurling ball. I actually don't know how the other hurling ball went missing, Peter, because it only went about 5 yards behind the goal.
It must be only at the net somewhere, but someone has obviously not spotted it wherever it is. But 45 now, Chloe Cash to take it.
Good start.
And that ball has been sent over the bar, and Chloe Cash now has 2 points. So the Wexford 7 points, Ciara Banville has 1, Myrne Fitzpatrick, Chloe Cash and Ailish Neville all have 2 points. So the scores are being spread around from a Wexford point of view, and they would have more only for Sally Kelly in the Waterford goal as she takes this puck out, and it's sent long here as far as Aoife Dunn, who's there for Wexford, trying to get it, but under pressure from Ciara Jackman. Ball is on the ground now, and there's a battle away for it again, and winning it there is Chloe Cash, but it just wouldn't come up for Chloe. Aisling Halligan has it, flicks outside towards Clodagh Jackman. Clodagh is tackled strongly by 2 Waterford forwards who are working very hard for their team here. That ball sent over here towards Ciara Jackman. Aideen Brennan is there too, and Jackman and Brennan a good battle. Jackman has it up, good work here by the Waterford forward. The shot is going to tail off to the right hand side and wide, but good work by Jackman under a lot of pressure there, Tom, to get the shot away.
Absolutely, yeah. She did very, very well there, Ciara Jackman. She, again, I keep saying she's a very good player. Aisling Halligan doing a great job, but it was Aideen Brennan closed her down that time, so great play from Aideen that time.
A great catch there by Megan Cullen from the puck out, and sent forward towards Ciara Banville. A chance for her to open the legs again. Alana Jones is there with her too, but Ciara Banville with it still flicked over towards Myrne Fitzpatrick, and Chloe Cash is outside, and that might be the best option to use, but Fitzpatrick still has it. And back here now, and it does find its way to Chloe Cash. Chloe with the shot off her right hand side has gone over the bar, I think, and a fabulous score there by Chloe Cash and Wexford, and an 8 point lead now, Tom. Sorry, not an 8 point lead, 8 points to a goal, I should say.
8 points to a goal. A great score from Chloe. I mean, it was against the wind, just off her right hand over the bar, and Chloe, she's playing very, very deep, but she's been very, very effective for Wexford today, as she is nearly every day that she plays, to be honest with you, no matter who she's playing for.
Sadie May Rowe is the target from this puck out and has it one flick back here as far as Abby Dunphy, who's still playing in that sweeper role. Back to Rowe again. She tries to switch the play, but the ball went a little bit too far down the middle, and Chloe Cash is there for Wexford and is charging down at this packed Waterford defence. A flick over from Cash is just deflected a little bit, but it still finds its way to Aoife Dunn. There was a very heavy tackle on Aoife Dunn by Ellen Curran there, and I don't think there can be any arguments about that being a free in, Tom.
No, and very good running off the shoulder from Aoife Dunn there that time, and I'd say possibly it would be yellow, but he's not going for the yellow, but it's a little bit awkward. It's about maybe 35 yards, but it's quite maybe 10 yards in from the sideline, but Wexford really seem to have got a good grip of the game now. 8 points, they're 5 up at the moment. Hopefully now Chloe will make this one, and even if we could get a major, it would take a little bit of the anxiety out of the game for us, Peter.
So Chloe Cash with the free. And that one has gone to the left hand side. I think the ball she flicked it up a little bit high, Tom. We could see it from here, just a little bit of a...
And it just ran in front of her a little bit, Peter, so when she went after. But look, it's still saying Chloe is probably close enough to the best player on view at the moment. She's playing really, really well for Wexford at the moment.
So the ball breaks here as far as Roisin Cooney. Roisin, it's flicked poke back as far as Aideen Brennan. Heavy tackle on Aideen, but she offloads it to Ciara Donoghue. Ciara turns and picks out Ailish Neville. A good first touch by Neville to get the ball under control, and picks out a nice ball into a bit of space over there for Darren Cullen to chase. Cullen is being chased by Hannah Flynn. Both very strong players from what we've seen so far in this game, and it seems Flynn might have fallen to the ground there, but it's Cullen who got the ball, and back here as far as Chloe Cash. Chloe tries to offload it to Ciara Banville, pulled on there but hooked by the fullback Hannah Flynn, who managed to get up off the ground very quickly there, and good work by the Watford fullback.
Yeah, and I have to say the Watford fullback line in general, Emily Mahoney, Caroline Farley and particularly Hannah Flynn, they're doing very, very well back there. They've been under an awful lot of pressure. They haven't conceded a goal yet, and again, the only thing is Wexford, all the play now is in the Watford half of the field, so the only worry that Wexford have maybe is that Watford get a breakaway goal, but we're very much in charge of this game, more so than maybe the 5 points suggests. And
there's a little bit of a worry there. An injury, I think it might have been Hannah Flynn who got a bit of a smack on the leg, which caused the free out to be given, so Hannah is still feeling the effects of that. The final game in this group, of course, Wexford will play Antrim next week in Antrim somewhere, Armagh, I should say, in Armagh somewhere, and that promises to be a very close encounter as well. The two sides met twice in the league, and there was only a point in it both times, I think, Tom.
That's right, and I think there's 3 groups in this, Peter, so what happens is the top team in each group, there's 3 teams, top teams, and they'll be drawn then, which is kind of a ridiculous situation, be drawn out of a hat to see which 2 go directly into an All-Ireland semi-final. I have to say it's not the best way. I think they should find some way of playing games to make sure that finalists are there, but that'll be. But we've seen with Armagh and Wexford this year, they've been so close. I think there's no more than a point or two separated them in the two games to play this year. And ultimately, although this is not our best performance so far this year, we've had better performances. Ultimately, the two teams, they'll be the favourites to kind of maybe progress to the final of this All-Ireland, hopefully, if we can get a result here today.
It was in fact Ellen Curran who was down injured, but she's up and raring to go again as Sally Kelly takes the free and it's sent long down the middle. Broken to the ground. Sorka Cantwell is trying to get to it there, but Roisin Cooney gets them. Ciara Banville has it now, and Ciara took too many steps in the opinion of the referee, and Waterford now have a free from around the middle of the field area.
Yeah, and again, Ciara Jackman is going out to it again, and as I say, I don't know what the nature of the injury is, but she is very heavily strapped, but Aisling Halligan's doing a good job keeping her quiet in both the first and the second half, but this is going to land in around our full back line, so it's a dangerous ball for Wexford.
Very well struck. I don't think it's going to land in around anywhere other than all the way over the bar, and that was a very well struck free, Tom, and an important one from a Waterford point of view.
It is, because they've been out of the game. They haven't scored really since the first minutes or the first 30 seconds, so that was an important score for Waterford.
Lara O'Shea now with the puck out. Two Wexford girls collided, and Dara Fitzgerald offloads it there. It was a little bit high maybe, and Ciara Donoghue pulls on it for Wexford. She's sort of half blocked by Niamh Ahern, and we have another battle for the ball on the ground, and the referee has spotted a free there, and Wexford have got the call this time, Tom.
Yeah, and it's funny actually, Pierre, I thought it was a hand on the back first. He didn't give the free, but then he gave the free for that in kind of on reflection, because I don't think it was a free the second time really,
And Waterford are bringing in Una Jackman in place of Niamh Ahern.
Watford, Peter, using their bench a bit more. I know it's not the warmest day of the year, but it's still very, very warm out there. Wexford haven't looked at the bench just yet, and just wondering will they spring a couple of the players on.
So a long free, and it's caught nicely by Murren Fitzpatrick. The hand pass off inside to Roisin Cooney, and Roisin is trying to make a bit of space, offloaded here to Kate Devers. Kate is blocked down very well by the corner back there for Waterford, Emily Mahoney, and it's back here now with Chloe Cash. Chloe, a little flick ball inside to Roisin Cooney again. Roisin just ran out of space there, and Ciara Jackman is still perhaps back there from the time she came out around the middle to take the free. A good flick by Aoife Dunn there to tip the ball into her own path, and Aoife is fouled fairly blatantly there by Ciara Jackman. And another free from a similar place as Wexford got the previous one, Tom.
Yeah, and brilliant play from Ciara Dunn. I actually thought she was fouled the first time when she collected the ball. It was a kind of a fairly I suppose a bit of a wild pull, but again, these are the ones that we just need to be notching up, with a 4-point lead. Again, Chloe, it's a bit of an angle, and none of these frees are easy into the wind, Peter. I actually think that might have been for the first pull. He's pulling number 28 aside there. Is it Dara Fitzgerald?
Yeah, because the second one was Ciara Jackman. So
yeah, and it was innocuous enough. So
Chloe Cash with the free. That one has just crept inside the post and has been waved wide. I don't think the umpire was standing in the best position there.
I don't think it was, and the ball. To be honest with you, the ball went over the post, I'd say. So whether that's over the bar or not over the bar, I don't know. But it was a tight one. But he wasn't behind the goal, and just we need to be careful here, Peter, because we're not putting the Waterford team out of. Wow.
And that was possibly a free as well, and down injured there is Dara Fitzgerald, and yes, that free was very close. I think it might have been slightly in, maybe it was slightly over the post, but the umpire should probably be behind the post for a thing like that, maybe, Tom. It gives a better view of the thing.
Quite how Dara Fitzgerald didn't get a free for that, Peter, I don't know now, in all fairness. I mean, the referee didn't give the free, and I don't know whether he's going to do it now, but I mean, she was fouled that time, so let's be fair on both sides there, but she certainly deserved the free, but she seemed to have got a kind of a dead leg or something there that time, so
I think it's going to be
a direct free he's given, so it's obviously not a free, but it should have been a free for Waterford, in fairness. But no, I think probably if I was to call it, I think it was over the bar, Chloe's free. But we're not putting Waterford away. I mean, it's 4 points in it, and it's a dangerous enough lead, really. If we seem to be on top, but again, we're not putting the scores on the board. And again, you always take the chance in hurling. 2 minutes can kill you in hurling, but I still be confident enough. But I'd still think I'd like to see more scores on the board, Peter.
And there's a bit of concern now for Dara Fitzgerald, and Sinead Cummins has been asked to warm up by the Waterford management team.
Dara Fitzgerald hasn't done badly since she's come on now, to be honest with you. You know, I think she's going to continue. No. Yeah, she's continuing. Watford, that's the fourth Watford sub that's come on now, is it, Peter? So, or the third, but you know, they are using the bench pretty well, like, you know, and anything they've brought on have been doing pretty well for them. So
I think it might even be the fifth.
Yeah.
Emer Walsh, Sinead Cummins, Una Jackman, Aoife Fitzgerald and Dara Fitzgerald. So that seems to be the fifth sub, and that's a fantastic free again by Ciara Jackman, and she scored the 1-2 of Watford here. And it seems to be the case that although she is carrying that injury, it seems to be the case that she's the main scorer in chief, and they've done anything they can to keep her on the field, Tom.
Absolutely, yeah, because I actually can't. Again, it's a free for Watford. I don't think you're allowed to pull overhead in Camogie. Is that the case? I think that is the case, but it's a fairly soft free against Chloe Cash there now that time, you know. And again, we can't afford to give this girl frees because Aisling is keeping her very quiet from play, but by God, she really does put the ball over the bar from frees.
That one is struck well again, a little bit closer to the post but still inside it, and now Watford have 1-3 and Wexford have 8 points, and the 1-3 has all come from the stick of Ciara Jackman from frees. And there's 44 minutes gone here in Walsh Park, and we really have a game on our hands here. Lara O'Shea with the puck out, aimed here and broken down, and Watford have their tails up. Back here with Ciara Jackman again. She loses the hurl but still keeps battling away there. Ciara Banville is in over it, but so too is Leah Sheridan for Watford, and there's a bit of a stalemate at the moment, and the referee is going to throw in the ball. Yeah, but we're moving into dangerous territory here because we should really have this game won. But Watford now are coming in, they're getting more momentum, they're getting more confident with every stroke, and they have that bit of a breeze now at the moment. So, you know, a 1-3 to 8 points, 2 point lead is it's not a fantastic lead at the moment. And we might even have another stalemate here if the ball doesn't escape quickly enough. I see Katie Gallagher's warming up now at the moment, number 20. So Wexford are looking into the bench now to bring on a sub or two. Ciara Donoghue uses the ground stroke to send that one forward, but it only goes as far as Abby Dunphy. There's an advantage being played to Watford. The ball is sent forward into the corner here as far as Aoife Fitzgerald, but out quickest to it was Sinead Furlong, and Aoife Dunn has it now again. Aoife, a good hand pass to create a bit of space here. Chloe Cash is trying to get away from the attentions of two Watford players. Roisin Cooney is inside. That ball was forward. There was perhaps a hint of a late tackle on Chloe Cash as Murren Fitzpatrick tries to send that one forward, but she's blocked down by Leah Sheridan, and the ball has gone over the sideline, and we're not sure which way it's going to go yet. I think it might be. But I can't see. I mean, Chloe Cash delivered the ball that time, and she was hit when the ball was gone. And really, how the referee didn't pick that up. I mean, it just should have been a free into Wexford. But the tensions are heightening here. The game is really getting it's really getting more intensity at the moment. And I tell you, these Waterford people are certainly not going to give in easy. He's not stopping the game, but Chloe is off the field, so that's probably why he's not stopping the game. And the game continues here. Dara Fitzgerald sends the ball into the corner. We're going to go too far for Aoife Fitzgerald, and Sinead Furlong is there. Claudia Jackman is trying to put the pressure on Aoife Fitzgerald, and the ball is across here. Ciara Banville, a very important catch, and a high tackle there by Sinead Cummins. That's her first involvement in the game, and perhaps she's not quite up to the speed of things yet. So it looks like the referee is going to have a talk here. I think it'd have to be a yellow at least. You know, I mean, it's probably one of the tackles that really is being stamped out in the game, where you tackle up around the neck. But in fairness to Ciara Banville that time, had she mistimed her catch that time, it was a definite goal for Watford. So great play from a midfielder covering her full back line or whatever. I think I'm going to say it honestly now. I think it's very disappointing that the referee wouldn't even pause the game to check on a seriously injured player, whether they're on the field or off the field. Tom, I think there was a late tackle there, and it's. Whether it was a Watford player or a Wexford player, I think just pause the game for a minute, see is she okay, and see if... Absolutely, I agree with you totally, Peter, because Chloe, not only is she one of our best players, but she really just, she got a heavy knock there after, and it should have been a free, there's no doubt about that, but she's still down now at the moment. Hopefully she'll be able to continue, but she is moving and that, but I mean, she's a player we can't afford to be without. But I agree with you, Peter. I mean, it wouldn't have taken a lot just to stop the game for a second there. Hughie O'Connor is having a word with the ref there as well, but you know, I can see where Hughie's frustration has come there, you know.
But again, overall in the game now, it's 1-3 to 8 points. And I tell you, Peter, it really is an entertaining game. I know the Waterford has played a kind of a game where they've hassled, but they really have done very, very well. And you know, Wexford are in a position that they wouldn't have seen themselves in before the game after 48 minutes. And we're seeing some brilliant performances from Hannah Flynn, you know, players like that. And, you know, their forwards, their subs that they've brought on, Dara Fitzgerald, you know, some good players. And again, Abby Dunphy hasn't been as prominent in the second half, but certainly it's working, and Wexford are not getting the breakthrough for the scores they need now.
So Wexford have brought in Katie Gallagher, and off at the moment there, Kate Devricks is going off, even though Chloe Cash is still not returned to the field. So Wexford will have 14 at the moment, which is a little bit bizarre. But Aileen Brennan now with the free, and it's taken long and struck well, and the ball breaks here to the ground, and Emer Walsh is trying to get her hand to it for Waterford, and it's won by Waterford here, and sent forward as far as Dara Fitzgerald, who seems to be up after her injury there a few moments ago. Sinead Cummins is out after, but Claudia Jackman gets there first and flicks it out for a Waterford line ball. And
yeah, and what's noticeable as well is that around the middle of the field now, that Waterford are winning an awful lot more ball, and they're getting an awful lot more ball. The wind is getting a bit worse, and you know, we're in a precarious position enough with maybe 20 minutes or so to go now.
Line ball to be taken by Aoife Fitzgerald. It struck very nicely and all the way over to Ciara Jackman, and a goal. And that precarious position has become even more precarious now, because Waterford are into the lead, and it's 2-3 now for Ciara Jackman, 2-3 for Waterford, and Waterford lead by a point at the water break in the second half time.
And look, let's be fair, it was a marvellous sideline cut. It came at the right time for Waterford. It's put them a point up. But look at Peter, have you seen a better catch? The ball was travelling, basically, I don't know what speed it was going, but it was going as hard as a hurling ball could, across the square. She put her hand up, and the finish was exquisite. It was a great goal from Ciara Fitzpatrick, and Ciara Jackman, but it was a great finish from her, and she's I think she's got every score so far. I mean, 1-3 has been from play, but great score, and Wexford have a lot of work to do now, and we were kind of playing with fire because we've missed a lot of chances, and we're a point down now going into the last maybe 10-12 minutes, and this is going to be really down to the death. We really need to lift ourselves now at this stage. And
Waterford have got a small drink of water and seem to be keen enough to go back out onto the field. Wexford are having a serious chat with themselves here. And
yeah, I always worry, Peter, about momentum in a game, and the momentum has totally gone against Wexford at the moment. I do believe we have the wherewithal to pull this back out of it, but we need to start getting on the ball more. We need to get a little bit more of a grip out around the middle of the field. We've lost, for the last 7-8 minutes, we've lost a complete grip in the middle diamond, really, or the middle of the diamond, the middle third, and Watford, you know, they're hurling very, very well at the moment. So as I say, with the wind against us, we're a point down. We need a big performance. We need a big last 10-12 minutes here.
So the Wexford team are first back out, and Waterford are following shortly behind, and they'll certainly be buoyed by that goal just before the water break. It came at
maybe the water break will turn out to be a good thing for us, Peter, because you know, they had got Waterford. I don't know what we've scored since half time, but I don't think we've scored too much, have we?
It was it 5 points to a goal at half time?
Was it? Yeah. So we really need to kind of get ourselves going now.
So the puck out sent over towards the far side, and the ball breaks to the ground. Katie Gallagher is there, quick to react to this Ciara Donoghue, but Lana Jones is also there for Waterford. Both of them missed it, and Katie Gallagher has it up. And the referee has blown the whistle for a free for Wexford at the far side. I think he has certainly pointed in that direction. Yeah,
I think there was a kind of a tug on one of the Wexford players. She's down, but she's getting back up. Number 23 is coming on now.
Emma Tompkins has been introduced for Wexford.
Yeah.
And she's coming in place of who?
Roisin Cooney.
Roisin Cooney is coming out.
Roisin has done a very good 50 minutes. You know, she's been suffering with an injury for the last while, and she's give a good haul there and played very, very well, and good to see her back. So well done to Roisin. But Waterford have an incentive now. You know, this is exactly, I'd say, the way they wanted the game to play out. You know, and they really, I'd say, they'll leave no stone unturned. But we need to get a couple of scores now.
Chloe Cash with the free. And this one, there's no doubt about that one. That's straight over the bar, and we have a level game again. That's Chloe's 4th point of the game.
Yeah, come at the hour, come at the woman there. A brilliant score. I actually thought there's after been an off-the-ball incident here now. It's the Wexford, is it Aisling Halligan, the Wexford number 6? I don't know, I didn't see it, Peter, but Aisling seems to be down, and it must have been an off-the-ball. Well, now the linesman seems pretty definite about what's happened, so this could mean trouble for, I would presume, her opposite number, who is Ciara Jackman, but again, I didn't see what happened. He's going for the book very, very quickly, so when the referee goes for the book quickly, you can expect trouble. Yellow card.
So that's a yellow card there for Ciara Jackman.
And I can't comment one way or the other.
No, I didn't see it either, so I didn't see it either, so I can't.
Aisling doesn't go down easily, that's the only thing I'd say. But we're really getting down to the death here, but that was a great score. I actually thought Chloe might have given that ball a little jab before she actually got the proper lift on it now, but Waterford were doing a lot of shouting, but it's going to be very important to win some of the ball now. We're out around the middle.
Puck out now. Sally Kelly sent over this near side. There's loads of bodies in this particular area of the field. The ball breaks the ground and Aisling Halligan is up again. The ball is flicked away from Megan Cullen and flicked away again. There's plenty of good flicks here in these rucks in the game, but it makes it difficult for anyone to get clean possession. Chloe Cash has clean possession though and is going to take on this Waterford defence. There was a tug on the jersey there and she's been bottled up, and there's going to be a free now to Wexford and Chloe Cash, and the game needs someone to take it by the scruff of the neck, and it seems as though Chloe was trying to do it there anyway, Tom.
That's right, and there was a tug of the jersey there, but she really has been outstanding in the in the first half, but particularly in the second half, and she's out located in midfield, which is probably a more natural position for her now at the moment, but she's doing very, very well. He's bringing the free back. It was good refereeing now, in fairness to the referee, so it's still not an easy one. It's close enough to the 70, and no, he's bringing it into the 50 to where she ended up, so it's usually pretty well bread and butter stuff to Chloe, but then there's a certain amount of pressure in this that'll put Wexford ahead again if she can get it.
So that free has been pointed by Chloe Cash, and Wexford go back into the lead, 10 points to 2-3 here in Walsh Park. A very tight, closely contested game, plenty of intensity from both sides, and it'll all come down now to the last 8 or 10 minutes here in Walsh Park. Waterford, it's a must-win game for them, and they're certainly playing like that here today, as the ball is back here now with Ellen Curran, who sends it along, but Aoife Dunn is there with a bit of time and space. Aoife picks out a clever little ball further forward as far as Emma Tompkins, who's not in that long. Emma flicks it back to Aoife Dunn again, and Aoife sends it further across towards Katie Gallagher, but it goes past everyone there as far as Abby Dunphy. Abby is trying to make something happen here for Waterford. Flicked is forward here, and it's back now with Sorka Cantwell. Sorka sends it over towards the far side to Ciara Jackman, but Ciara couldn't get it under control, and Aisling Halligan is out after it now at the far side. She's in her own half back line. The hand pass forward is a throw, and it's going to be a Waterford free, and a chance for Waterford now to level the game, Tom.
Yeah, I just think I know it's not to talk about this time, Peter, but we need to standardise this hand pass, because I've seen teams, inter-county teams, that seem to be throwing the ball. I've seen teams that seem to be hand passing it, and it's just referees seem to be taking on themselves to blow. But again, Aisling Halligan was very annoyed that time, and I'm not totally sure she did throw that ball now, to be honest.
Ciara Jackman with the free, and that's gone over the bar, and we have a level game again. 2-4 to 10 points here in Walsh Park. 5 minutes of normal time left. Ball breaks here. Ciara Donoghue has it up. Sent low towards Katie Gallagher, but it won't come up first time. Emily Mahoney is there. Gallagher gets to the correct side of it and has the ball up. Good work here by Katie Gallagher, but Mahoney is tenacious enough, and
well, I don't understand
Abby
that,
Dunphy
because
is still
Katie
there.
Gallagher was fouled. He had his hand out for the advantage, and then he took his hand back in, but anyway.
So it's Waterford with possession here. This crossfield clearance mightn't fall great, but it does. Good work here by Aoife Dunn to flick it away from Dara Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald has done very well since she's come in. Aoife is battling away there too for Wexford, and there was a push in the back there and a free now to Wexford. and everyone is getting very excited here in Walsh Park as we enter the very crucial moments of this game.
Yeah, and that's brilliant play from Aoife Dunn, because she was actually caught on the wrong side of the player, got her body around it and got a much needed free for Wexford, because Waterford are more kind of, when they're getting down the field, they're getting frees and they're getting more scores now at this stage. But Aidan Brennan now, this is it's, you know, when it comes to the last 5, 6, 7 minutes of a match, anything can happen. And I have to say, we've been greatly entertained here, Peter, you know, by both Waterford and Wexford, and it has been a tough game, but there's an injury now, Waterford injury on the far side of the field. But the one thing that you said before we started, Peter, Waterford really seemed to be up for this game before, you know, they were, and that's the way it's turned out to be, you know. I mean, Wexford would have been hot favourites coming in, but certainly Waterford were up for this game. But our girls have done very, very well as well to, you know, come back and get into parity at this stage.
And Abby Dunphy is walking very gingerly away from the far side. She picked up an injury in that incident over there, and she has been one of the star players for Waterford so far in the game, and would be a big loss at this stage of the game, but she seems to be going to try and soldier on anyway as Aidan Brennan stands over this free here. Long ball, dropping ball in towards the edge of the D, and the ball is broken down. Ciara Banville gets to it for Wexford, and there was a bit of a slap on Ciara there that wasn't heard or spotted, but Katie Gallagher is over it now, and back here to Ciara Banville, and Ciara offloads it again to Murren Fitzpatrick, and Murren is bottled up, and we have another scramble for possession. 3 minutes left here in Walsh Park, and there was a whistle. I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but there's a whistle.
There's an allegation on the far line that she picked the ball off the ground that time, but I don't think the referee saw it, so I'd say he's going to throw it in now. Or no, he's given the free, yeah.
Yeah, so a free out now to Waterford. The ball was picked off the ground, and
I don't know whether allegation would be the right word for that, Peter, would it?
I'm not sure now, but Lisa Furman has just been brought in now for Wexford.
And Lisa, she's a very, very strong player as well. She adds a great bit of speed to the forward, so if we can get a little bit of ball into her, you know, she could do the business for us. And
Lisa is coming in instead of Darren Cullen. So Waterford now with the free. Sally Kelly is out from her goal to take it. Long ball finds its way all the way through to Aidan Brennan, and Brennan does well to come clear with it. Plenty of options left and right. Brennan still with it, offloaded here now as far as Emma Tompkins, number 23 on her back, brought in as a second half substitute. She'd take possibly too many steps there, but got away with it, and it's offloaded here to Katie Gallagher, and back now, and Wexford are trying to make something happen, and there's another throw there, and
well, there was kind of, I think young Tompkins was kind of maybe did overcarry Peter, and she definitely got a slap as well. Like, she probably should have had a free in. Again, he's blown up the hand pass, and again, that's a rule that I'm not happy with in hurling or football. They need to do something with it, because obviously the players haven't got a grasp on what different referees are looking for from it. I'm not going to go on about it, but it's here with Megan Cullen now. Megan sends it long. There's 3-on-1. Lisa Furman is the one up for Wexford, but Abby Dunphy is the one there for Waterford, and Katie Gallagher with it now. She offloads it to Lisa Furman. Lisa skipped inside and is trying to get away now, and there's a bit of a chance here now for Furman and Wexford. That shot, however, is a little bit weak, but the ball comes off the hand of Sally Kelly and out for a 45. And an important chance for Wexford now. Absolutely, but it was brilliant play from Lisa Furman. First of all, she got the hook in, then she got the ball and she got the shot in. I'd say that Sally was kind of deciding where she was going to hit the ball that time. She's had a brilliant game in the goal for Waterford, but the ball dropped. It could have dropped inside the post or outside it, and this is a great chance for Chloe Cash to put Wexford 1 up with time rapidly approaching. I'd say with injury time and that, there could be 3 or 4 minutes, I'd say, Peter.
And Chloe Cash has sent that free to the left hand side and wide, and that could be a crucial miss now for Wexford. It's six wides now for Wexford, 2 for Waterford. Waterford are preparing to bring in their 6th sub, number 19 Heather Hayes.
Must be their 5th sub though, is it?
Emer Walsh, well, there might have been one of them a temporary one. Emer Walsh was brought in the first half. Heather Hayes, Sinead Cummins, Una Jackman, Aoife Fitzgerald and Dara Fitzgerald. So Waterford have certainly used their bench plenty in this game.
Everything that could go wrong has kind of gone wrong in us in the last while, Peter, hasn't it? You know, it's a really dicey situation we're finding ourselves in now.
The ball is here, scramble forward. Aoife Dunn is there for Wexford, and Dara Fitzgerald is there for Waterford. Dunn is still there, and Una Jackman is also there for Waterford, but it's still a bit of a stalemate at the moment, and Waterford have it up and trying to break clear is Leah Sheridan. Leah drops the ball and couldn't make much headway with it. The ball's still on the ground. Megan Cullen has it up, and the referee has called a halt there for an injury, and I think
it's a head injury there for.
I think the game will resume with
Leah Sheridan, I think, but hopefully she's okay. But I'd say he's probably hopped this ball, I'd say. Although effectively you could say the Waterford could have had a free out of that, when.
Could be a possession free to Wexford either, because Megan Cullen might have had it up before he blew the whistle. I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen, but it's an important decision because it'll send Wexford on the attack, or it'll send.
It doesn't really matter whether it's a free or a possession free, because we're not going to make the goal with this one. But is he saying 5.5 minutes? Yeah. That's the beauty of being close to the action, Peter, I think. So we're looking at 5 minutes, I suppose, of injury time, although. And
possibly even a couple more now with the injury here to Leah Sheridan at the moment.
There's a lot of anxiety on the sidelines there at the moment, Peter. That the stakes are so high here because nobody wants to be going to Armagh next week for to try and get a result up there, so it's going to be very, very interesting.
So the game will resume with that possession free for Wexford. Aideen Brennan is to take it just inside her own half of the field. So we think there's going to be still 5 minutes left in the game here, and as Aideen Brennan sends the free over towards the far side, Lisa Furman is the target, but the ball is won by Waterford at the far side there, and Hannah Flynn, I think it is. Good defending there by Waterford, and they're on the attack again. The ball is sent long in towards Sinead Cummins, but Claudia Jackman is out there too. Ciara Donoghue out after it, and who's going to win the dirty balls, as they say in this game. This one is won by Ciara Donoghue and Wexford. Ciara's trying to make a bit of room. The hand pass is laid off to Murren Fitzpatrick, and again to Aoife Dunn. Aoife is dispossessed well there by two Waterford players, but still Aoife is battling away forward. The ball breaks here, and Emma Tompkins has it. Ciara Banville is inside her, and this is an important moment in the game here. Can Emma Tompkins make something happen? It's offloaded to Ciara Banville. Ciara's trying to get the shot away, but couldn't. She was well hooked. The ball is on the ground, and over it now is Chloe Cash. Very important time in the game. There's about 4 minutes to go. Scramble now for it, and Ciara Banville has it up. Her hurl perhaps is being held, and the referee has given a free into Wexford, and a very important free again, Tom.
Very important free, and it was great industry from Ciara Banville. I mean, she really was there was nobody else going to come out with that ball, but I think that Lisa Furman and Emma Tompkins have made a difference to our forward line as well. They're beginning to run at the defenders now. Chloe has a 21, which I'm sure she'll put over the bar, but they really seem to cause more problems for the defence, the Waterford defence.
And Chloe Cash has taken it, and it's gone over the bar. 6 points for Chloe, 11 points for Wexford, and Wexford lead by a point here 4 minutes into injury time. I still think there's going to be another 2 or 3 minutes left. Sally Kelly with the puck out. Sent down out around the crowded area here in the middle of the field. The ball breaks to the ground, and who's going to win it? Emer Walsh wins it for Waterford, but she's blocked down by Aoife Dunn, and Chloe cashes over it again. Chloe hand passes it forward to Ailish Neville, and Ailish inside to Emma Tompkins, who's got on plenty of the ball since she came in. Emma Tompkins still with the ball for Wexford. The shot is blocked down by Abby Dunphy, and Waterford maybe have a chance to go on the attack again, have the ball back, and Emma was just a little bit over exuberant there in the tackle. She might be given a card here, which I think might be a little bit harsh, but it's going to be a free to Waterford nonetheless, and definitely a free, Tom.
I think Abby Dunphy, in fairness, she kind of played for the free, but I'd have played for it myself. She's been just outstanding, Abby. I don't think that deserved the card.
No, it was a tick actually he gave in the end, so yeah,
I don't think it even deserved a tick, Peter, to be honest with you.
It was definitely a free all the same, and Waterford have a great chance now with 2 minutes left.
Abby Dunphy has had some stint for Waterford here, but it's really coming down to the very last minute. 1 point up to Wexford now, Peter. This is going to tell a lot.
And Waterford go short. Abby Dunphy back, and Ciara Jackman has managed to bring the ball forward. Good bit there, and the shot is launched all the way into the square. Aoife Fitzgerald is there, the ball comes away, and Lara O'Shea has it in her hand. The hand pass outside to Megan Cullen. Megan flicks it forward as far as Lisa Furman, who's come all the way out the field. 65.5 minutes gone here in Walsh Park. Lisa Furman still with the ball, trying to take on Alana Jones and ran into a bit of a cul-de-sac there of 3 Waterford defenders who were over it. Lisa Furman is still there, and there's claims of lying on the ball, but I think they're all up off the ground at this stage, and there's still a battle for it. Emma Tompkins is in there for Wexford. Alana Jones is in there for Waterford. The referee is blown for a throw in, and
we just have to be careful not to give a free anywhere away within our own half of the field, because we've seen that Ciara Jackman is very, very accurate, so we just have to be careful of that. But it's nail biting now at the moment. It's absolutely a brilliant game, I have to say, a brilliant game of hurling.
And the ball is thrown in and goes all the way through, I think, to Megan Cullen. The ball is there. Myrne Fitzpatrick is still there, and we have yet another scramble, and this, I suppose, suits Wexford, and the referee is going to throw it in again, I think. Another scramble, and it's Aoife Dunn comes away with it. The hand pass out to Emma Tompkins. Emma is high tackle there, and there's going to be a free to Wexford. And I think especially, I know I mentioned her a moment ago, but Emma Tompkins has really made a difference on this Wexford side since she was brought in.
7 or 8, and she came in with very, very little time left, but she has made probably all the difference to a certain extent. But she really has made a lot of difference to the Wexford team now.
67 minutes gone here in Walsh Park. Wexford lead by a point. Aideen Brennan takes the free, sent in. Eilish Neville with the ball, and it's sent in towards the goal and over the bar. 3 points for Eilish Neville. Wexford lead by 2, but the 2 points is a dangerous lead, Tom.
That's the truth, Peter. I just hope he doesn't give him another chance to go down the field. But Waterford have been heroic here today as well, Peter. They've been outstanding. So it's down to this. The only thing I can't understand is Waterford are not pushing forward at the moment.
That ball was caught by Aisling Halligan and sent the pass out over the sideline, which suits Wexford, I suppose. There's only one Waterford player inside their own forward line, Tom, and there's only 2 in the Wexford half, which is...
They definitely need to get players up the field, Peter,
Heather Hayes with it now, and it's sent long, but it's only into that area where Wexford had all the players there, and Megan Cullen is there. Pass forward to Katie Gallagher, and we're into the 68th minute here. 8 minutes of injury time in the second half. There has been plenty of injuries here in Walsh Park. Katie Gallagher forward in towards Lisa Furman. Lisa has Aisling Halligan inside, and Wexford are maybe going to work this one for a goal. Chloe Cash, a shot and a goal, and that's it. That's the end of the game, and there's no coming back from that. And it seems as though that win is enough now, Tom, to secure Wexford's place in the All-Ireland knockout stages. But this has been a fairly epic game and a fairly fantastic performance from a Waterford point of view to put up a fantastic show here.
I think they have. I think Waterford showed great heart there and some great players, looking at Ciara Jackman, particularly looking at Abby Dunphy. She was outstanding. Their goalkeeper, Sally Kelly, just all over the field were very, very good. And they brought on subs, Dara Fitzgerald. They just looked very, very good all over, and it was a real battle to the end. But I think Wexford did at the end what maybe they were shown to do. It was Chloe Cash finished the ball, but some brilliant play up front there from the Wexford forwards, and it was a brilliant finish for Wexford. But I'll tell you, it was very nail biting, I have to say, Peter.
It certainly was, and Wexford 1-12, Waterford 2-4, a 5-point victory here. I suppose doesn't do justice to the effort that Waterford put in and the performance they put in here, but from a Wexford point of view, that's one win from one game, and onwards and upwards. Chloe Cash scored 1-6 out of the 1-12. Eilish Neville got 3 points, Myrne Fitzpatrick got 2, and Ciara Banville got 1. And a couple of subs come on and made a bit of a difference there. Lisa Furman was integral in that final goal there, and Emma Tompkins got on plenty of the ball out around the middle third of the field when she was brought on as well. So plenty to work on from a Wexford point of view, Tom, but plenty of positives to take from the game as well.
Positives. I mean, when you're in a battle and when your back is to the wall, Wexford showed that they'd come out with the victory, and it was a great victory at the end of it. I do agree with you that Lisa Furman, Emma Tompkins added an extra dimension when they came in. They were probably kept very late, maybe could have been got bodies onto the field a little bit early, but Lara O'Shea came out, never made a mistake, bar the first goal that lobbed in, but she had a very, very good game the whole way through. Claudia Jackman, Aideen Brennan, Aoife Dunn, I thought was just outstanding. She came forward with a lot of ball. Aisling Halligan, very, very good performances, and I suppose, if you were picking a player of the match, Chloe Cash should have to be up there. She was just outstanding today. Eilish Neville, what a lovely hurler. She comes in with 2 or 3 points every day, and just a great victory. And you know what, we might look look back at this day, if we get further, maybe get to an All-Ireland final in this, and if things go well for us this year, we might look at this today when things turn, because it was slightly unexpected, the battle that Waterford put up here. But I have to give Waterford full marks for the way they played out there. We knew from the war cry from the very start, Peter, that they were going to give us a big game today, and very enjoyable game, and I think we'll be breathing a little sigh of relief leaving Walsh Park today.
Certainly will. So thanks to all of you for joining us, whether you're from Waterford or Wexford or anywhere else. We hope you enjoyed the coverage of the game. We'll leave it at that, but we'll be back again no doubt later on in the season, hopefully with some more Wexford Camogie days on the road.